Welcome to Courageously Go, where we will venture into places we've been afraid to go. Women of the world, we are going to start a movement towards courage. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Debbie DePietro, your host, and I'm so glad that you are here. This is our mission. We are facilitating a global conversation about courage. Why are we doing this? I believe that when we live from our hearts by choosing courage, the life of our dreams and a better world for all truly are possible. No matter our age or circumstances, we never ever, and I mean never ever, need to feel stuck or alone. These are our essential truths. I choose courage. I use my voice. I embrace the new. I welcome challenge. I continue to grow. I am a woman of action. I courageously go. If any of those statements resonate with you, then you are in a good place here with us today. So I'm so glad you're here. And we're just going to go ahead and introduce our guest today. Her name is Natalie Lewis. And Natalie, the way she describes, we always ask for a bio from our guests, and this is what she says. She says she turned her mess into her powerful message of victory as she bounced back from heartache and shame. Her passion is to help women recognize the queen within and become the best version of themselves that they can be. Natalie has overcome many obstacles in her life, and now she is helping women do the same. Natalie is the CEO of Release the Queen in You Enterprises, where she encourages, empowers, and equips queens to break free from their past and move forward towards their breakthroughs. Natalie, welcome to Courageously Go.
Hello, and thank you for having me.
Oh, well, it's just a pleasure, and I'm glad you could join us today. I think that your message and what the good work you're doing in the world will really resonate with our listeners. As you may be aware of, this is a show primarily for women and about courage. And so I look forward to learning more about your work. And I know our listeners out there are interested as well. So I can't believe it's already July here in the summer. And how's your summer going?
Not bad. I've been kind of relaxed mode, but kind of getting back into the beat of things. So I'm enjoying it.
Oh, good. Staying cool.
Staying cool, yes.
Well,
Thankful for central air.
indeed. I know, right? I don't know how they did it. Like my husband, I live here, I live in Jacksonville, Florida, and my husband, he remembers, I'm not from here, but he is, and he remembers the days before air conditioning I'm John, how do you do that? And he says, you don't do anything very fast. You just take it real easy. And I guess that's right. And he says they didn't know anything else. So
Oh,
so
wow.
I don't know how they did it, but let's jump in here. And what are you excited about these days? How are things going?
Things are going great. I'm just excited to be able to travel to speak, which is what I've been
Mm-hmm.
doing since the beginning of this year. And just meeting different women through different walks of life, going through different things, and connecting with women who are on the same journey as me to help other women do their work and find out what their work is so that we can all kind of work together and collectively help each other become better. So that has been the most rewarding thing for me recently. Just meeting new people and getting out and being able to help others and have someone say, you shared that and I needed that. So just being able to just be a vessel is really what's
Mm-hmm.
been exciting me lately.
Oh, I'm happy for you. I know that's a powerful thing. I know that once in a while, I don't do it very often, but every now and then, it's a business group or a women's group here in my Jacksonville area will invite me to come speak to them. And it's usually just a talk about living a courageous life. And there is something, and I'm a writer like yourself. I know you have a book published, and we'll get to talking about that. But often I'm sitting at my computer by myself, and so when I actually get out and I'm interacting with people and in connecting with them in that it's very deeply personal and meaningful. And I know how powerful that can be.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm the same way. Like when I'm trying to challenge myself to get out more because I am a homebody and I do just sit at
Mm-hmm.
my computer all day. So it's like, nope, you got to get out more. You got to go meet people and So that's been my challenge to myself this year, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad. I'm very glad that I did that.
Yeah, I think we have a little bit in common because I'm a little bit the same way too. I've spent, a number of years now managing social media, and I'm a writer and blogger, and so I've always thought of myself as maybe like a friendly, outgoing introvert, but it
Yeah.
is good to get ourselves out there, and I'd love to hear. Why don't we hear about your first book, Release the Queen, that was published in 2015? That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, so the journey of the book was kind of funny. So I've always wanted to just write a book.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the business first. I seen the book. I always wanted to write a book. One of my biggest inspirations was Maya Angelou. Um, and I just always said I want to be a writer since a young age. I kept a journal since about maybe age 7. So
Mm-hmm.
I've always been somebody that's writing in a journal, writing my feelings. So when I was old, people used to ask me like, "What do you want to be?" I'm like, "An author." Like that was like my main goal. But I didn't know how it was gonna come the way that it came. So I was going through a very trying time, at one of the most trying times of my life, um, where it was just a lot of different things happening back to back to back, and I'm like, okay, what is this? But I've overcome things before, so I kind of looked at it like, okay, take a step back and let me just breathe and let me try to sort this thing out. But this particular event in my life, I just really couldn't. I lost my job. Money was funny. My mom started to get sick, and it was just like one thing after another. I'm a single mom, so going back and forth to family court with my son, it was just crazy. So in the midst of all of that, I get the title for the book, Release the Queen
Mm-hmm.
in You, and I'm laughing. I'm just laughing like God at this point. I'm like, this is funny because I don't feel like a queen. You want me to write a book about a queen? Ha, funny. So I put it off. I kept putting it off. I kept putting it off. And then I kept seeing people around me produce their books. And I'm like, okay, do not put this off any longer. So I started writing, and within 2 months, the book was done. But
Wow.
out of fear, I put it off again.
Mm-hmm.
Out of fear, because I shared something in the book that no one knows. So out of fear, I kept saying, no, I don't want to put it out. Or, I kept going back and forth in my mind. And then eventually I was like, you know what, forget it. Put the book out. And I put the book out, and it came out in October of 2015. And then people were reading it. And after people were reading it, everybody kept asking me, like, well, how do we join your movement? And I'm like, it's a book. What movement? What are you talking about? And I was confused because I was like, why are people wanting to join something? It's the book. I'm just read the book. And then later on, I started thinking, like, well, maybe I am onto something. And then people started asking me to come speak different places, and I was like, you know what? I think this is it. So I had to turn the
Mm-hmm.
book into a business, and I've been going ever since.
That's exciting. That really is. And it took a lot of courage and leap of faith for you just to go for it and get your book written and get it out there. And I know that can be hard. And I'm curious, and maybe some people out there who are listening to this are as well. So Release the Queen. Now, what does that mean to you? That could be interpreted as a lot of things. So what does it mean for
Hmm.
for us women and girls? I know you mentor younger women too. What does it mean to release our queen? What does that mean to you, and what should we get out of that?
So I believe every woman is a queen, and every woman
Okay.
has a queen inside of her, but not every woman taps into that. Not every woman has recognized, wait a minute, I'm a queen. I got to operate a little different. I got to do things a little different. So with releasing the queen in you, it's you being unapologetically the
Mm-hmm.
woman that God created you to be. Whatever that is for you, you being that unapologetically and loving that and owning that and walking in your purpose that you were created for.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it means to me.
I love that. I was just having a conversation. I have some wonderful women friends here, personal friends and business, colleagues here in the Jacksonville area. And we were just having a conversation just the other day related to this, and that, it's often, I think, I don't know why we do this as women in general, but we have this habit of kind of downplaying ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
our abilities, our achievements. One of my friends, an example I'll give you is that she was kind of like you. She's out in the public circuit speaker. She's she coaches financial literacy to women. And so she was out
Okay.
there, and heading out the door to another speech, and her husband asked what she was up to. And she said, oh, I'm just doing, she's kind of downplayed that she was invited to this really big, cool luncheon, but she kind of downplayed it the way she described it to her husband. And she sort of caught herself, and she kind of did this live Facebook video in her car after she had that action with her husband, and the message, it was like, that's often we do that. Why do we do that? It's pretty cool, and it's an honor that she was asked to be the main speaker of this event, and so we need to acknowledge that, acknowledge
Yes,
all the good things we're
absolutely.
doing, right? I guess,
Yep.
I'm thinking about this, and I've always been one that doesn't like a lot of attention on myself. And so this is really kind of relevant for me, because it's hard for me. Like, I have a book out, I'm an author myself, and this has come up in other shows, but it's hard for me to promote myself, and I kind of downplay also, kind of like my friend, my achievements. When people say, Deborah, that's really cool, you have a book out there in the Cracker Barrel store. I'm like, yeah, I guess that is cool, right? But well, why do we do
Right.
that? Why do you think we do that? And how can we get out of
I
that
think it's
mode?
rooted in fear, and it's
Mm-hmm.
rooted in hearing so much about what we can't do. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of times we don't hear what we can do. We always hear what we can't do. So that kind of gets into our minds, and we're always
Yeah.
thinking about what we can't do versus what we can do. I've
Yeah.
besides this, prior to this, I've had 15 years of customer service, and one of the things that they teach you in customer service: don't tell the customer what they can't have.
Mm-hmm.
Let them know what you can do. And with
Mm-hmm.
that, we kind of need to take that same approach with ourselves. Don't think about what you can't do, because of course there's going to be some things that you can't do, but focus on the things that you can do and do it well. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of times it's rooted in fear of feeling like, well, I got to downplay, or comparison to looking at someone else's, thinking that theirs is so much better, and I just got this little book and little business, and I'm not, what I mean, just
Mm-hmm.
downplaying, saying little words like that, that really kind of put a little negative spin on us, but we don't realize it. I've learned over the last year that how powerful words are, and unfortunately, we speak a lot of negative things. Not even like, it's not like we're doing it on purpose, but it's just something in us that does it. And I would say to women all over, just watch your words. Think about what you're saying. Oh, it's
Yeah.
nothing, or it's my little this, and stop calling your business little. Like, I don't even like the term aspiring entrepreneur. I don't like aspiring anything, because you're
Mm-hmm.
not aspiring. You actually are going to do it. So do it. So just speak to where you
Yeah.
want to go, not where you are right now.
Yeah, I like that. I remember years ago, and you're right about that. Words are powerful. I remember when my husband and I, we were a newer couple. This is before we were married, and we often in conversation, I don't know how we noticed this, but both of us would often say, I don't know. It's like, so it'd be like, well, what do you want to have for dinner tonight? I don't know. Or where do you want to go, tomorrow? This is the weekend coming up. I don't know. And so we sort of caught ourselves this I don't know. And so I remember writing on a piece of paper, I don't know, and then cross, cancel, big X over it. And we kind of helped each other. And just so every now and then, and that we kind of retrained our brains. And
Yes,
so
that's
instead of this
awesome.
namby-pamby, I don't know, it's like, yes, I do know. Let's have, let's have stir fry for dinner tonight. I do know what I want.
Right.
But no, words are very powerful, and I've been in the last couple of years. I've been meditating. There's this wonderful program, Oprah Winfrey and Deepak Chopra. They have this great program, and I actually did one of their programs this morning, and it was a very empowering one. And they give you a little Indian Sanskrit. It was Om Kriyam Namah. I am a powerful creator. And what great, powerful words to start your day with. I am a
Yes,
powerful
that's
creator.
awesome.
Don't you love that?
Yes,
Yes.
that is awesome.
So I'd love to hear a little, this 30 minutes, this show goes by very quick. So let's hear something